Welcome to ZFG. I'm Krista, and with me today is Freddy Brick and Carson Block. How are you guys?
Not bad, thanks.
Yeah, doing well. Doing very well. How are you doing?
Great. Anyway, I'm very good.
Would you be better if we had more vodka for you?
Yes. So with that, we're going to take a break.
No, I said, you're doing okay on that, but yeah, when you finish, if you want, we can take a break and I'll go and mix you another one.
See, it's not hostile work environment.
No, and I'm the one who always gives it to you. Like, I'm the one who mixes that drink for you.
This is the only thing. I asked for a little bit more money. No. I asked for maybe a vacation day. No. But
That's
if
not
I
true.
want
You had a vacation day last year.
I had
Well, we gave you the afternoon.
Well, I mean, you use all your vacation days to like take your dog to the vet. So, like just because you're not actually taking trips, that's not on me. This is true.
This is
true.
actually not true.
This is true.
Pinocchio face over here. This is not true.
Between that, I don't know, is it more days taking your dog to the vet or more days staying at home to express its anal glands? That's,
this is where he tries to be funny.
The dog, to be honest, you do take the dog to the vet.
I take it.
You take the dog too seriously. Overall, you take the dog too seriously.
Well, because I'm a pet owner, a responsible one, not like you. I just don't, you just have a pet I have no idea.
Are you spending more on your health insurance or Wayland's?
Wayland's for sure.
Okay. End of conversation.
Are we sure we're comfortable putting your dog's name out there publicly?
Yes, I'm fine.
Okay.
Okay, let's...
He trembles a lot.
He's so sweet. By the way,
Chihuahua
for
trembles.
the animal lovers, since I have a following out there, Waylon will be joining us in 2 weeks.
No.
Stop it.
No.
Stop it.
No.
He thinks... I'm sorry, did you just yawn?
No, grimaced.
No, I heard a yawn.
Well, we now have a no dogs allowed in the office policy because we do have an employee here who got a puppy of a very large breed.
Oh my God.
And,
Rhodesian Ridgeback.
There's a Rhodesian Ridgeback.
A beautiful
which
dog.
actually is...
And so she thinks it's like the
you know what
cutest, sweetest
Ridgebacks
thing.
were designed for, right?
To hunt lions.
Yeah.
Right?
So
and
not super suitable.
And what? And balls?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the employee who owns this lovely animal, day one, she brings it in without asking or what have you, goes into the conference room for a call, immediately comes over to me, and he's trying to sniff this hot dick of mine or something.
It was fabulous.
He thinks he's a TSA agent.
I swear, exactly. Yeah. I swear to God.
It's almost like bordering on ginger. So I'm trying to push that, muzzle away, and fucking thing breaks skin. He's
like, no, down. I'm like, should I even interject? I'm like, Krista, I got the popcorn out.
He could have gone over and expressed his anal glands.
But I am like a dog whisperer. I was like, I could have taken care of this situation, but I was like, you know what? It was a Monday. I needed to be entertained, and this was fabulous because this thing was going after your junk like it was nobody's business.
Yeah, it's a thing. This whole dogs in the office.
Did you wish that you were him?
I wish, yes.
It's distracting for some people, and then there's how do you have a policy? If the dog fits in the handbag, it works.
By the way,
if the
I've
dog
never
is bred to kill mountain lions, it doesn't work.
Excuse me, I've never brought Waylon here, and when I have.
But do you remember when he peed on the floor in the old office?
That's why I've never. And I've never seen my dog do this, and then right near Freddy's desk. I'm like, get the fuck out. And then I'm like, this is fabulous.
Was that a Chihuahua to Chihuahua message, or?
No, well, it was, pretty much. He's like, this guy, he's small like me. It was just awesome. Anyway.
Freddy doesn't tremble.
He can when I yell at him.
Yeah.
All right, let's
get into it.
Let's get into it. I don't know anything about the Enron chairs, so whose item was that?
It's a recent item.
Yeah.
It's
important. So our current office furniture, not this very glamorous stuff we're sitting on, but our current office furniture comes from a place we have great respect for because they've done so much for the world. Our current office furniture, this office was previously owned by McKinsey.
McKinsey.
And we were able to pick up the office furniture extremely cheaply,
For a
which
very
I then
small
pointed
fee.
out was probably so cheap that they'd have just thrown it in for free. But anyways, and, as the kind of institution we are, well, we are,
All about the
rapidly taking strides forward in growth of funds and also decor around the office. We've decided that we need to upgrade the office furniture, and wonderful opportunity came up.
So I did a CNBC hit earlier today, and it's kind of amazing that people do watch it. So I got some text messages afterwards, including from Andrew Left. So I was just talking about my CNBC hit, but then he said, by the way, I'm cleaning out my warehouse or storage space. I have these Enron boardroom chairs. Do you want them? I'm like, hell fucking yeah, I want those. So anyway, I'm going to put you in touch with his people and you figure out how to get the chairs here. But they can't be worse than the chairs we do have in the conference room right now, which are, this would be a lazy boy compared to those shitty chairs.
Those, I've seen a couple of employees and also guests just basically sit in them, and then
pretty crazy.
The next thing I know, they're on the floor.
That being said,
those were not the fault of the chairs.
the best thing we ever had in the office.
We're an old firm. Like the average age of this firm is pretty old.
We've had 3 falls in the last year. In that health and safety workplace thing, we have to fill out the falls.
So you were one.
I was okay, but
You're pushed.
I was pushed by some IT person who I don't even know if she,
She did it on purpose. She pushed
did it
you,
on
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, she was angry and she always wore a tool belt. So
Yes.
we thought she played for your
I
team.
thought she was a sister.
But-
Apparently not.
No.
And she did one of these, and I
she
fell
shanked you.
right. I mean, yeah. It
But
really
if you were younger, you probably would have been able to catch yourself, though. Let's just face reality.
I honestly, I would say yes, but that's not true. I mean, I was pretty far from.
Nah, somebody who is 30 or 40 years younger than you are could have caught themselves.
Yeah, so it's exciting. I'm quite excited to think that my butt cheeks might grace the same chair as Andy Fastow or Skilling. So Andy Fastow does live in Houston, right?
Yeah, so I'm saying we can invite him up here to autograph the chair.
We should have a grand
Do you know
opening.
him?
Chair.
Honestly, we should
What's that?
have.
Do you know him?
I've met Andy, yeah.
Dude, let's have a ribbon cutting ceremony. Let's have him down.
Would he
And
come
we can
here?
Open. Let's see if he'll do.
For the right amount of money, he'd be here.
Anybody with the right amount
Okay,
of money.
you know what? Let's see if for the right amount of money he'll come down. He'll do official opening of our
Enron boardroom.
Our Enron boardroom, and
There
we
you
can
go.
get ribbon cutting, and we can have a plaque on all the chairs and stuff. Let's see if we can organize that as an official event. I still think
Maybe get him to sign off on this year's audit at the same time.
Well, we don't do any private, so what's the point?
Yeah, fair enough.
He's probably too busy helping. He's probably too busy helping all those university endowments that have just shown that they're all up 1% this year. Funny how that works when you're massively in PE. I still think the coolest thing that we ever had was in our old office. We had this blowfish.
It's
It's still there, but it's now not prominently placed in the
we have
middle of the
something else
conference
that's
table.
prominently placed.
Right, so we had this blowfish in the middle of the
Fully
conference table,
inflated.
fully inflated, and God only knows the terror this thing went through in its final minutes to get it fully inflated and
Before they
taxidermied.
dipped it in polyurethane.
Yeah, and there was an allocator who came in, who I think out of curiosity sort of picked it up, but didn't realize these spines are razor sharp. And he cut his hand. I think by the time we got into the meeting, he's already yeah, I touched the blowfish.
Shake your hand, but it's bloody.
Bleeding everywhere. And then I actually think our marketing person might have.
We didn't have a marketing person.
No,
yet.
I think our marketing person currently met him at another place or whatever, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I remember you guys. I cut my hand on your blowfish." And I'm like, see, you do remember the meetings.
That's right.
with us.
Yeah. Well, it's a shame she didn't take her dog. 'Cause, you know, like,
true.
history rhymes.
Yeah. So, anyways, so yeah, that's the story of the new furniture. We'll keep you guys posted on when the grand opening of the Enron boardroom will be, and
It's gonna be
if Andy
fabulous.
Fastow is going to be here, or if we'll have just a lookalike Andy Fastow.
There you go.
All right.
We'll see.
Yeah, we can have him sign autographs, do balloon animals, things like that.
So actually, on signed autographs, we went to see the GameStop film the other week.
We talked about this on the last ZFG.
Yeah. Oh, we did. Fuck.
I think we did, didn't we?
No.
No.
No,
Oh,
because
okay.
it would have been. When did you see that film?
We saw it Wednesday night.
We saw it right before we filmed, I think.
No, I think we saw
No,
it
after.
Okay, well, anyway, let's pretend we
After,
didn't. So let's
sorry.
get to the point.
So there's these posters of the thing.
Oh, yes.
And I was really hoping that we could get Plotkin to sign it, and we did reach out to someone who knows him, and
Said
apparently
he probably wouldn't find that in any way humorous.
Right. So I was kind of thinking, should we just guess at what his signature might look like? Stick it on there and frame it. Maybe that's the least bad thing to do, because
Well, we shouldn't try to guess at what it looks like. We should
could
write
probably
it so
find-
it's
yeah.
so it's legible. It's probably not what his signature looks like, but yeah,
True.
that'd be kind of
or
fun.
we could just approach him at the Hornets game, right? Because he owns a piece of that now.
Oh yeah, have a Charlotte Hornets jersey
Yeah.
there or something, and then just kind of slide it out of the way last second.
Yeah.
Have somebody distract him, like, "Hey, Gabe," as he's signing, and then
Kind of
signs
like
the
I
poster.
wanted you to do with Kathy Wood, right? Because you were going to be at an event that she was at, and I was like, dude, can we get an ARC stock chart
Right, autographed. Yeah.
autographed? So yeah, okay.
That would've been
That would be nice. So yeah, look, if you do see anyone rushing out courtside like a desperate weirdo, it's me. Because yeah, we
I don't think he sits courtside. They usually sit in the luxury boxes.
I think he's a fractional owner. I think he's still courtside.
Oh, okay. Well,
He's one of those. It's like when finance bros own a restaurant and they're like, "Oh yeah, you want to come to my restaurant?" It's like you own the back left kitchen tile, dude.
Well, I think he owns a real percentage. I know what you're talking about. Those guys get a parking spot
Yeah.
and a courtside seat, but I think he's a real minority owner, so
Yeah.
probably gets a box.
Which sucks because I've actually never had the privilege of losing I don't know, some number of fill in the blank billions of dollars, and I don't know shit.
It was other
sports
people's
teams.
money. I mean,
right. Yeah.
most of it
This is
was.
true. This is true. Anyways,
So it'd be fun.
yeah, it would. I don't think we did talk about the film.
Okay.
So I thought it was amusing.
We're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, I thought it was.
So what film?
What's it called?
Dumb Money.
Dumb Money.
Okay, Dumb Money.
Yeah, look, there are a few things that amuse me.
Carson being one of them.
No, I thought the Steve Cohen kind of little skits were funny, and I think someone's got some good, probably inside baseball on.
So I haven't seen the film. Should I see it? That's what I want to know.
Watch it on a plane. I mean, I wouldn't rush out to
Watch
see
on
it.
the
It's fun.
plane.
Yeah, I mean, very cartoonish version
Yeah.
of the people involved.
Okay.
And so I don't know. I thought it was okay. I mean, it was a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
I'm
Should
feeling
I have
a
had
lot
dinner
of
with
Rotten
my
Tomatoes here.
family instead?
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah. I know. I
So
thought
it's an
it was-
airplane movie.
Yeah, mildly amusing. I think for us, kind of funny because we have a certain perception of some of the characters in there. So having them played as these kind of either goofballs or overly serious was kind of interesting.
What I really wish made it into the movie was how we didn't get our anchor investor in our
Yes.
new fund that was launched at that time because of fucking Gabe Plotkin.
Yes.
And so I love telling that story because, we're in due diligence over the summer, with this large family office. And, they're like, you're smart, we're smart. You know who else is smart? Gabe Plotkin's smart. Have you ever talked to him? No, not yet. Oh, yeah, he's our largest allocation, blah, blah, blah. Can't wait to allocate to you. So there we are. We're going to launch Feb 15. And GameStop squeezed, I think, January 20-something.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, these guys were going to be the anchor investor. It was going to be a $40 ticket. And it was like crickets, no allocation. But they did give Gabe Plotkin more money after that. And of course, that went.
Yeah.
Well,
That's what you get, man.
Yeah, we're totally over that. It's cool. Whatever. Would have been a good time to invest with us, but is what it is.
It's always a good time.
it is what it is.
That's definitely getting bleeped out by Anthony.
Yeah, so on our last show, if you were paying attention, there was some bleeping out because
Bleep,
we were
bleep,
making
bleep, bleep.
we were making jokes about a certain fund that we manage. And that
Noticeably.
was
What fun is that?
I guess we can't talk about it because it'll get
We
bleeped out.
cannot talk about it.
Yeah.
I was told.
Yeah, no, I mean, actually, we even went to outside counsel on this one. I was
Outside,
like,
inside, everybody.
I was like, this is so ridiculous. We're obviously satirizing, like the whole marketing prohibition. This is clearly not in a real attempt to market. And yeah, like our GC was getting bent out of shape. So I said,
heated.
let's go to outside
Pretty-
counsel. And outside counsel's like, listen, man, like I was at the SEC a number of years. Honestly, I could see them fucking with you over this. I'm like, really? And he said, yeah, I could. And then, and the other thing is, he's like, also, you might be giving investors in this fund later on, because you make a joke about like guaranteed returns, you might be giving them an actual cause of action to sue you later on if they're unhappy with it. And so that, for me, is what tipped it, was giving the investors the right of rescission, potentially. So
Are we gonna bleep this whole?
no, because we're not actually talking about the fund that we were
Yeah.
marketing. We're, or that we were
Don't
not
look at me.
marketing.
I don't even know
but-
what we do.
Chris is like, we're launching a new fund?
What? What are we doing? I thought I was
So yeah, but you do know what we do here, right?
a little bit.
Okay.
I want to talk about.
Are you sure?
Oh, they didn't want to talk about this. One of the items is there was a contest on this big like soccer field or whatever, and it was drunk versus stoned. Talk to me about that, Freddy. Wait a minute.
Yeah. So
Do we have to call time?
Yes.
I actually didn't.
Is there somebody in the other room we could text to see if they'd
Wait, you
mix
think
a
I'm
drink
kidding?
and bring
You
it
want a
in?
refill?
Uh huh.
I'll see
No,
what I can
come
do.
on. Yeah.
I mean, I've got two things I'd have to unhook myself from. So
Yeah.
you only have one.
I could do it.
That's,
No,
we'll,
but-
we'll go. We'll run this without you being so hammered.
No, you're going to text somebody in the
Yeah.
other room, right? Yeah. The show must go on.
The show must go on, and I
So
do my best
You
work.
need your
with
personality juice.
So
like,
what drink?
Let's do it.
What is it?
It's just vodka with
vodka
Spindrift.
with this. What is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and a splash of
Whatever.
the ginger
Okay.
beer.
Just the main ingredient is vodka.
No, the main ingredient when I make it is love.
Stop. Anyway,
Yeah,
Why
so drunk
these-
versus stoned.
yes. You didn't send this item. He did.
No, Freddy did, but he's busy ordering his
But
drink
he
now.
could do.
So, I got like halfway through the article. It was like mildly interesting. I guess what I'm wondering is like, who does win in those kind of sporting events? Because like, if you like a lot of NFL athletes, right, smoke weed because it's preferable to like all the kind
But
of
how drunk
opioid-based
are you?
stuff. Well, that's the thing, right? Like I feel like a little bit of a buzz.
I hear footsteps outside
Yeah,
the door.
yeah.
Somebody's on their way to,
Yeah.
to mix
Who
the
is
drink.
it?
I feel like honestly a little bit of a buzz playing sports. So I've definitely
Wait, what?
I've definitely gone out in Asia, stayed out the whole night, and played football
okay.
in the morning.
I mean, are
like,
we talking
pretty
about
buzzed.
you? Because this is. Wait.
No, so I've done that, and I feel like it's doable. I mean, it's doable, and it's like reasonably detrimental to performance. But like, I don't think I'd want to play any sports stoned.
It's years ago.
let's go to
years
the
ago,
expert here.
I was like staying in Hawaii for an extended period. Like I'd laid myself off. And
Did
so,
I know you?
No. This is many years ago.
Like many moons ago.
It was
20 years ago.
2001. So like I basically laid myself off. this is when I thought that I had a job offer, or I had a job offer in Shanghai from BNP Paribas. So I like sold all my shit and got ready to move, and then they, ghosted me, and eventually I was told that Paris imposed a global hiring freeze. Dude, it got worse than this. Okay.
I can't really see you in a French bank, man. I gotta tell you.
It was in Shanghai.
I can't see you anywhere.
Even in Shanghai.
So I would have been, I was 25 at the time, and I was trying to get back to Asia, and all right, here comes the drink. Hang on, you're strapped in. No, Freddy, stop. You're strapped in. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was so sweet.
Yeah.
One of my favorite people. Thank you.
All right. So yeah.
I love this place.
I was looking for a gig out there, and BNP was like, well, we'll hire you into the Shanghai office. The head of research, she said, I'll instruct the analysts to mainly speak Chinese to you, not English. We won't pay you a lot. It'll be like $60K, but it's 25, and like the lower taxes, like that was actually the equivalent of making like $80K here. But whatever. Like I was super happy to hear that. So it didn't work out because of the global hiring freeze, and then things got bad at that point. So I remember. I pinged a guy who headed equity research at a firm called CLSA in Hong Kong. And, I'd met him before. And so I told him what happened and like, hey, would love to, you guys are great. Would love to go out there. And so he came back to me. He's like, all right, listen, this is 2001. The markets are not doing fantastically well at that moment. And he said, he's like, this is a big ask, but you came out here agreeing to work for no compensation. Look, I'm sure after 6 months or so, if we weren't going to pay you, you could go across the street and get paid. And I was like, whoa, man, that's a big ask. Like, no money.
I don't even know if that's legal.
So
we're going to ask you the same.
Well, it's Hong Kong.
I could totally see that.
So they call it an internship, right? So I'm like, I got to do a little bit of soul searching on this one. I talked to my then girlfriend, now wife, and she was supportive. So I got back to him. I'm like, yeah, Erwin, man, like I'm in. Like I'm pumped. Let's do this. And he's like, okay, I'll get back to you with details.
So his name is Erwin?
Erwin Sanft. So
that's a whole segment here, but go on.
I guess. He was from the UK. But so anyway,
the name.
Like I don't hear back from the guy. Sending emails, don't hear back. Leave voicemails, don't hear back.
It's ghosting, yeah.
Finally calling him in the middle of the night, my time, get him in the office. And he's just, I apologize. I meant to get back to you. I couldn't get the approval to bring you on board. I'm like, no, but you told them like it's for free, right? Yeah. Like, no, but I'm offering myself up for fucking free.
Oh,
and you're saying no? It's like, yeah. Yeah, man, it was so crushing. And like, just at this period of time in my life, felt like every day was a new kick in the balls. And so like, so I don't have a job. Like, I'll get to the Hawaii thing in a moment, but this is when I'm back in Manhattan Beach, not in Hawaii. Like, my now wife and I were renting like a little shithole place a few blocks from the beach that, was basically, infested but with termites. And there was like one morning, 10 a.m., I went to throw some shit in the recycling bin outside. And I just like had this moment where I'm like, hang on, take a look at yourself, like freeze, take a look at yourself at this very moment. You're standing outside, it's 10 a.m., you're shirtless, jeans on, and you're drinking a fucking beer. Like, bro, you're so like falling into the like stereotype of the chronically unemployed. Like, you had to pull out of this goddamn dive. So law school it was.
Really?
Really, yeah. There were other reasons for law school too. But anyway, the drunk versus stoned during this period of time when, my wife was on a project in Hawaii. The highlight of it was in Honolulu, and like,
highlight of your life.
You might say like, oh, let me pull out the violin and play, but
of course I would.
It's actually really boring, like to be there day in and day out, right? And so the highlight of my day was just playing basketball with these dudes at like 2 p.m. And And one of them, like, he was an okay baller, but dude, like, fucking ripped a J before every single fucking, like, game. And I'm like, how can you do it? Like, how can you actually, like, dribble a ball? You know, like, I did it drunk in high school. Like, we'd get pissed up and play basketball.
So I feel like what you're saying is stoned is the way to go.
No. Like, stoned is a level I know I can't compete at. I can compete. If you're drunk and I'm sober and you're a decent basketball player, I can compete with you. If we're both sober, I can foul you a bunch and keep you from scoring. But if I'm high, man, like, I can't do shit. So So
what you're saying is you're pretty useless.
I'm a better drunk athlete than stoned athlete.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. So I think drunk wins.
Yeah, that's my thinking. Now,
Drunk wins for me.
It obviously gets to a point where drunk doesn't win because drunk's throwing up on the side.
Oh, well, that's why I asked
stoned
you
is like...
what,
Stoned is lying on the ground, getting vomited on, and not even responding. So, like...
True. Well, actually, this brings us to the item number 6 on our agenda, the best clinical trial.
clinical trial ever. Talk to me about that.
Carson, this is your line item.
So I had occasion to sit down a few weeks ago with a highly accomplished pharmaceutical executive. Now, this guy, he's a major investor in a company that's trialing something in the cannabis space. And so it's a drug to counteract overdoses. And the idea is, so anyway. So
we should also interject, they also had one of the most incompetent CEOs in the whole of biotech, but he was canned.
Right.
And now runs a fund in Austin.
And we still can't get out of the IPO stock that we subscribe to.
Does he really run a fund in Austin?
Which we don't actually want to, because this is going to be the greatest biopharma ever.
Right. Well, I mean, I just loved the clinical trial thing. So, so basically, they were trialing their drug on people who are actually getting like stoned, and so, in my book, half a gummy, 5 milligrams of cannabis, like gets me there. Really want to just have no idea what the fuck's going on, 10 milligrams. Like
I've seen you like that.
I'm just gone at 10 mgs.
You could barely talk.
So they're trialing this to see if it can reverse these different doses, and like they were supposed to go all the way up to like 50 milligram doses, and I think on like 30 or 40 they had to stop, because the way that they determine whether it's worked is, they give you like cognition tests after you take the gummy. Can you like read this or whatever the fuck it is, and and then they'll give you the thing to reverse it, and then see whether your scores improve. But he said that when they got to like 40 milligrams, like everybody was so fucking out of it, like just unable to respond to questions.
Can you remind me, the more you get stoned, does it take you more? Like if you are,
can you build up a tolerance?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm sure you can.
Yeah, of course you can.
Yeah, I forgot. I don't remember.
What?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
It's like everything except fentanyl,
okay.
which I don't think you can build up a tolerance for. Yeah.
So anyway, I think that was the best clinical trial. I would have loved to have seen that. Just what somebody who's had 40 milligrams of cannabis, like,
I'll do it.
Looks like.
I'll do it.
Dude,
Like, would I die?
I don't think it's possible to die in most instances.
No, I
don't
think you can die from an overdose.
I mean, if you combine it with other shit,
I don't want to combine it with anything.
Well, alcohol, the reason you die is because, like, basically the brain kind of stops off the bit that tells you, like,
to breathe
blood and breathe.
Which I think, if you combine weed with, alcohol or other. So that was also one of the reasons why they have to do these clinical trials, because doing it in ER settings, the problem is, like, a lot of the people who come into ERs and would be eligible have a bunch of other shit in their system too.
Like ice cream.
Yeah. So
like ice cream.
Okay. So all right, we'll go there.
It's a great story.
It's a great story.
So, is there a story here?
There's a story. Yeah. So I've got a good friend from college.
When you say good friend, is that you?
No, it's a real person.
No. Like this is going to get personal. Like this is going to get personal, but don't worry. I mean, I'm throwing somebody else under the bus, but no, I have a
number one that you have a good friend. I'm shocked. That's why I can't get past it.
He used to work for me. Okay, like I know I say all my friends work for me. Like he used to work for me.
I know, isn't it sad?
So
and he actually is a decent man.
Yeah.
Sort of.
So anyway, he had a side business where he made, in the early days of cannabis legalization in California, he made like really high-end cannabis edibles, including ice cream. The really nice line of
this
like
I did
ice
not
cream.
know. I love
So it was
ice
like
cream.
chocolate Guinness, was one of the flavors.
Sounds nice.
So yeah, no, I mean you'd eat this shit just
Guinness,
just for the flavor itself. So anyway, I had mentioned this to my father. My father knows the guy because the guy's a close friend, and I don't know. I mean, like my father, like I saw him at his second bachelor party. He like took 3 hits of the J. I mean, I don't think it did anything to him. He's maybe smoked weed 2 or 3 times in his life, but doesn't seem to be in any way like interested in it. So, despite my decades of telling him he's like too tightly wound.
Yeah.
So anyway, he takes my buddy and me to a USC basketball game, and after the game, walking back to the car, and he turns to him and says, "So I understand from Carson you've got a really interesting business." And my buddy's like, "What? Like what? Which business?"
What are you talking
And
about?
it's like the cannabis ice cream. So anyway, I'm actually talking to somebody else. I don't hear this conversation, but my buddy says to me, he's like, "Hey, your dad like asked if he could have some." I'm like, "What? Really? You're shitting." He's like, "No, he seriously wants it." I'm like, all right, like he is kind of tightly wound. It would do him some good. So anyway, I went, picked the stuff up, brought it back to my father's where I was staying, and whatever. A few months later, I'm in Taiwan and I get an email from my stepmother. I just want to tell you that your father went to the emergency room. He thought he was having post-polio occurrence, and he's okay right now. But so I wake up and Taiwan. I get this message. I'm like, Jesus Christ! Like I call and and I talk to him, and so he tells me the story. And so he had polio. He was one of the last people in America to get polio, obviously, and every now and then over the years he's had, and he thinks some sort of post-polio syndrome or like brief recurrence of it. He goes to the ER and they do an EKG and all this shit. So he had that happen again. He woke up in the middle of the night and he thought he was like dying. He couldn't feel his his extremities, this and that. So my stepmother like rushes him to the ER, and they do all these tests on him, and and they're just like, look, maybe it's this post-polio thing that's not well understood, but we can't see anything in the data, and that we've got here. So the doctor leaves the room, and then he turns to his wife and he goes, "Oh, maybe it's because I had that ice cream right before I went to bed."
No way.
And I'm like, leave it to you, right? Like, you wake up fucking stoned. Like, you should be totally enjoying this. And you're so tightly wound that you freak the fuck out and think you're dying because you actually feel like relaxed for once in your life. And you have to go to the ER.
And he didn't know what that it was.
Yeah. He doesn't know what not being like super tightly wound is. So anyway, yeah, he hasn't had it since, unfortunately.
Yeah, not involved in the Nebulo trials either, so yeah.
Is that ice cream still on the market?
Well,
I don't think it ever got commercialized.
So the thing that what was
fabulous.
interesting, like the guy who made this, I think he shut down these businesses years ago because, he said, he's like, it's so hard trying to do cannabis business. He's like, because everybody who you talk to, like everybody who owns a dispensary or whatever, like they're always so fucking high and they're just non-commercial. Like they're totally in it for the love of the game. They can't think, in a way that's commercial. Like he's like, it's so fucking annoying. So
it's not just in California, like other people who are in the business, let's say Colorado.
I mean, this was years ago, right after
just
California legalized it for recreational purposes. So
I'm just
generally
curious.
It just seems to be a shit business all around. Like it's farming.
It's farming,
And
yeah.
then they really restrict you from kind of building a brand because of like restriction on advertising. And then there's this whole, it's federally illegal, so you got to use credit unions, and everyone's just like, stuck with this mountains of cash everywhere. It just seems like it's a really terrible and difficult business to be in.
Yeah, no, I mean, the moment...
I gotta tell you, they're probably sitting around looking at short selling being like, that's a fucking lot worse. So once again...
I mean, dude, if we drew a Venn diagram between short selling and cannabis, there's a lot of overlap. There's
a lot of overlap.
This business wouldn't exist without.
That's very fair. Cool. We are filming on a week when it was a federal holiday, right, Krista?
Columbus Day.
Well, that'll get you canceled.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What do you mean, what do I mean?
I don't understand.
Well,
You can't call it that
so you're
anymore.
apparently, there are many people who believe that you shouldn't call it Columbus Day
By the
anymore.
way, this is what they wrote on the board here, and they wanted to
Trick you?
trick me. Trickery, because that's what they like to do.
Krista, you told me at
Well,
the old
Columbus
place
Day
you
is
worked
a,
at, it was like a big celebration.
no. It's a big celebration in my head.
Oh.
You guys like share the, blankets that
Columbus
symbolize the
Day.
smallpox-laden blankets? Pass them around?
Exactly.
So it's now
But why-
called Indigenous People Day, right?
No, but
Right.
he was trying to tell me it is. That's the correct
No, I think
term.
that is what it's called.
Well, that's what a lot of people call it now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So-
I'm sorry.
Like which massively annoys me. Like my kids get the day off from school, but they won't call it Columbus Day anymore. And so it's
I
like
did not know this. So what it's
Well, first, it's also annoying because I identify as a fixed income trader on Monday, and like they all got the day off, and there my little fingers are on the buttons as an equity guy. I mean, it just sucks. Like, there's no way to win here.
By the way, says the Jewish guy who has how many days?
No, they all fell on. Pretty much everything fell on a weekend this year.
Really?
Yeah, true story. I think I took Monday. Yeah.
I'm
quite.
asking you
Not
because you're a
quite.
half Jew.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know the holidays or the days? You're like, nope, not at all. So
All right, well, you know what? This year, you can work Christmas and Easter. Suck on that.
I have suck on that. I have worked, and I have the emails.
No, but nobody wants to work on Christmas and Easter.
The
But
Japanese.
I know.
No, they even
I
take
don't,
Christmas off.
But he
No.
emails me.
Yeah, they
I
do.
think Japanese, the market's open on Christmas Day.
Yeah, but nobody shows up for work. Just the junior guys.
Yeah. Like the summer. Or the whole entire
All I
calendar
know
in
is I
Europe.
feel like I should be working in Europe. That's all I know. 'Cause
So I-
There's
every-
no, that's
but-
an oxymoron, working in Europe. But anyway, back
Yeah.
to Columbus
So
Day.
I wanted to talk about this thing because this really
it
so.
upsets him.
So it's like he gets under my skin, right? But like, all right, fine. I'll take the kids 3-day holiday. We'll go to California, like for the
Cali. Yeah.
And then anyway, somehow or another, like every now and then somebody tags my Twitter account for the wrong
I had
reason.
no idea why.
Because they think it has to do with like Muddy Waters, the blues singer. Although I'm not sure what he had to do with this. But so I get tagged, I
didn't
think,
know
for
that.
that reason. And, by like some fairly, left wing or
Whatever.
left leaning, whatever. And, somebody would like start jumping on the whole, they got to like signal the fuck out of the virtue of like, having canceled Columbus Day. So memes of, like showing those old 1492 styled ships, where it says like, Columbus was lost at sea until the indigenous persons found him or something like that. And everybody's just jumping up and down about what a horrible person Christopher Columbus was. And it's like, you know what? I got to say this. At the time he sailed, looking for a passage west, okay, the vast majority of people on Earth thought that the Earth was flat, you would fall off the fucking Earth, or you'd first be eaten by sea monsters, okay? The fucking balls it took to say, you know what? I'm willing to risk that there are not sea monsters and that we're not going to sail off the fucking planet. Like those were real balls. And from the 21st century perspective, we look at that and we think, oh, that's so silly. Of course, it's obvious that you wouldn't fall off the earth. But I mean, like this dude really pushed the limit. And like killer entrepreneur. He had to raise the money to go and do this shit. So it's like, let's not demonize the motherfucker. Like he lived, you find so many people saying this these days, but he lived in the 15th fucking century, okay? What we didn't understand about biology and like that all humans have common ancestors, it literally, what we didn't understand about humanity and our planet fills libraries today. So I don't know, it just pisses me off, like the dogpiling on Christopher Columbus, man. Like the dude was balls out. And if he lived today, he would not feel the same way, and he would not be giving smallpox milkshakes to like Native Americans.
What do you think he'd be doing today?
Probably posting memes about whoever did finally discover this continent was a fucking shitbag. Like really, honestly.
Yeah, I kind of wonder, like who's the modern day Christopher Columbus? Is it like...
In some respects,
I know. I'm thinking the same thing, and I fucking hate that I'm thinking it.
So many people are going to get mad when I say this.
Yeah.
Who cares?
It's Ross Gerber. No, it's fucking Elon. Oh, it's so annoying.
Elon.
Totally.
It's Elon.
But that makes me a little bit happy that in 500 years, he's going to be getting cancelled for putting smallpox blankets on our moons.
500 years, though, dude.
Yeah. Oh, and you know who's still going to be alive? That Brian Johnson guy who's, doing all the kind of like, I eat like milkshakes.
There are a bunch of those other tech dudes also who are like going to upload their consciousnesses to computers. Like I think that's a Peter Thiel project. I think he's in that too. I mean, that circle of some of those guys are working on that. So, which would be kind of funny. Like if you found the phone that that their personality is or their consciousness sits, and just throw it in the ocean. The fucking USB stick, just drive over it.
Yeah. Okay, actually, let's talk about something really serious. Item number 4.
Oh, attractive fund managers.
Yes.
Whose item is attractive fund managers?
This
is what I said.
Is a groundbreaking piece of research that I truly believe could only be conducted in China. There were some researchers.
Is that true?
Who wanted to study, and this was tagged by a Bloomberg journalist, I think, found this, and then I found it somewhere being retweeted on Twitter. So apologies that I can't remember who retweeted it, but
was the Bloomberg journalist a female?
I think so, but I don't see gender anymore.
Okay.
I'm so postmodern. So anyway, the study that was being conducted was to see if there is a statistical difference in performance between attractive and unattractive fund managers. And there have been lots of studies over the years whether men are better traders than women. It turns out actually women are.
Now, I want to stop you here because Krista has demonstrated some impressive knowledge of the industry. While you were out of the room before the show, we talked about this. So Krista knows the results of the research.
He asked,
you know. Okay, but
you asked me my opinion.
So there are 2 questions. Who's better at raising money, attractive or unattractive fund managers?
And I said
whose
attractive.
Performance is better, attractive or unattractive?
Attractive. Because I feel like, well.
Go ahead and explain that one.
No, I don't know.
What? No, seriously. Why would it?
I feel like
attractive people are just better people. They're just better at everything.
No, they're not better people. I just feel like it's easier for them to talk to someone, to try to, not convince them, but like.
Look, you want to know what I do? The pages where we have to talk through performance, I'm just like up here, flick through them very quickly, and then I'm like, see, that's what you do. That's why it works.
Because this is your meal ticket.
Correct, and we can't, talk about
and the same thing for women.
Performance on this show because RGC
no one
will
cares
beep it
about
out.
I mean, yes and no, but if the woman is an attractive fund manager, versus he said someone who's like, you know, really unattractive, like you would throw away in the sea. You didn't say that, but I'm just saying like that, you know, really hideous.
Push him off the end of the earth in Christopher Columbus's time.
Something, yeah, exactly. Who would you go with? I would say, yeah, of course. Like, this is a no-brainer. The attractive person.
So there are a few things here. So number one, you're right that attractive fund managers, according to this, have an easier time raising money. You're wrong that they perform better. So unattractive fund managers generally, because it's think about.
Okay, but
hang on.
Here's my thing.
Hold
on.
Think about performance in bed. It's like performance in bed. The unattractive women have to work harder to please you, so they do.
You would think that would be the case. But it's baffling to me. Hold on.
So there's a few things I like, to be honest.
Some of the unattractive people that I've been with, you would think, I'm like, oh my God, they're going to work harder in bed. By the way, we're going to bleep this all out.
No, we're not.
This is the whole show. We're going to bleep everything else out.
This is going to be the social media.
Yeah.
No. I'm just saying, you would think that would be like, oh my God, obviously. And then I'm just like, oh my God, you got to work. You got to do something. We're going to bleep this all out.
No, we're not. No, but I found like the best looking
that would
women
make
are the
sense.
least likely to be freaky.
Really? I wouldn't know. So
Yeah.
talk to me about that. Yeah, actually, I have to. That,
Yeah, you're not
that
disagreeing with me on that.
No, I'm
You
not
know that's
disagreeing.
true.
Well, now that I'm
You know
listening,
that's
all of a sudden something connected.
Well, no, now that the synapses are firing, like, yeah, you know I'm telling the
You
truth.
tipped over into the dark side. So what I like about this study is the conclusions weren't honestly that groundbreaking to me. What I really like about this study, and we'll have it up, is that firstly, the idea that someone had to just go through and rate the attractiveness of these fund managers. So like
Is that true?
Yep. And then on page 30 of this,
Can we do
I'll
a
show you.
test?
They actually had.
I think they used software to do it, didn't they? Like using
Well, that's gonna be
characteristics
like,
that are
"Grr."
generally
See,
considered
what
attractive.
I like best is that on page 30, they actually had a couple of the samples of the fund managers just in case.
Oh, shit.
Only in China would
That's
they actually
fabulous.
like stick in the
Is this
mugshots,
true?
right? Yeah. We'll have this up on screen. For
I know
people.
that guy. He was my IT in my last firm. I swear to God.
It's great, right? Like only in China would they think, yeah, let's just put in
That's-
a couple of the mugshots.
That's
here.
awesome. We quantify fund managers' facial attractiveness based on the cutting-edge beauty prediction technique by Liang et al. 2018. They utilize a deep learning model to make facial beauty prediction. The model is able to replicate the results of 60 human raters. We collect mutual fund managers. What mutual fund managers? So, like, you know, they're not hedge fund managers, all right? Like, they're already, you know,
mutual
you're already
fund
dealing with like an
managers.
intellectually stunted group here. Step up to the big leagues, fellas. See, so they collect mutual fund managers' photos from the Asset Management Association of China. I mean, choice database of CINA. This table shows
Where
the summary
is this-
statistics of facial attractiveness
This
score
should have been
of
our
actively
opening.
managed equity fund managers,
Item.
along with
This is
examples of high
fabulous.
score female and male managers' photos. But don't they, I mean, aren't these low score? Okay,
No, this
here's the
person
question.
looks like
So
it
this will be
most
shown on
wanted
screen.
That person.
Oh, all right, hot or not? Like who's the better looking female here? Who scored higher? In it's kind of hard to
Nondescript.
like who.
I don't even know.
Like
I'm trying.
Unclear.
Okay,
I
now-
assume the one
Maybe
on the right.
I can't even.
I assume the one on the right is.
This is not me.
the one on the
but
right has. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Okay.
Nice.
Now, what about the guys? I mean,
I think clearly the one on the
Krista,
right
some
is
part
like.
of you must still be attracted to men, so you handle this.
100%.
I feel like clearly the one on the right is supposed to be the good-looking dude.
By the way, I think they're twins.
Oh, we might have to edit that out. That's a bit racist,
Oh
Krista.
shit! Is it?
If you didn't get cancelled at Columbus, You got pretty cancelled
No,
there.
will you guys, will you
No, that's
bleep
we won't
it
edit.
out?
No, we won't
Obviously,
edit it
that's
out.
staying
I
in.
swear to God,
No.
He,
Well, they're-
it's
because they
one
both
guy
wear
has
glasses.
glasses
Because
on.
they both wear
then
glasses.
he
They're
takes it off.
No, they're both wearing glasses.
No, they're not.
No, fall back on that. I'm helping you out.
Shit.
I'm throwing you a
They
lifeline
are.
here. They're both wearing glasses.
And you're not
Oh.
wearing your glasses as well, so it
I'm
would
not
have
wearing
been.
my glasses. I thought
tricky.
they were twin brothers.
Oh, you just
They're
doubled
just-
down on it. Oh God, just
You
keep
can tell the
digging.
girls apart though, right?
Well, yes. Can we bleep the whole thing?
No,
I don't
of
want
course
anybody
not.
to.
Nah, don't worry.
It's fine.
Don't
We'll
worry.
Keep going.
Doesn't it look like one guy was the same guy and
You
want
want to keep digging?
No,
Just keep.
no, no.
Oh God. So anyway, this just gave me.
Am I gonna get in trouble?
No.
No. You'll
No.
still be
Am I
getting.
gonna get- no,
Dude,
hate-
you'll still be getting
hate-
recognized
hate
in
email.
Sweet Greens.
Sweet greens. Wait, is it called sweet greens?
Yeah, you got
That's right.
recognized this week, right?
No, it was like what, 2 weeks ago when you went in there
By 2 people.
by 2 people.
I don't know
That's-
if they were friends or maybe the same person with glasses and not glasses. I don't know.
So we covered all the big topics today.
Well, no.
Oh,
Women's
actually,
Suits,
bottom
Disney,
one.
Oh
and
yeah.
Birkenstock IPO.
Like what the fuck? Birkenstock IPO today.
Today it's
Stocks-
significantly down.
Yes.
What up?
Did you cancel your subscription or something? Like what's going on there?
Look what this
So-
guy's
so I was
wearing.
in-
Zoom on these little guys.
So I was in the
He usually
very
wears
chair
Birkenstocks.
you're sitting in
Yep.
a
Oh.
few hours ago. Like
Oh, here we go.
like earpiece in, and I can see the
this
CNBC
little
screen. I'm waiting for my
ensemble.
CNBC hit, and they're covering the Birkenstock IPO story, and I'm like, I know Freddy's gonna make a fucking joke about, like how I must have dialed back my purchases of Birkenstocks because the fucking IPO is tanking. So
Okay.
it's predictable.
Well, look, if you work for Maui Jim, where he buys sunglasses, which honestly is just the biggest divergence between net worth and sunglass spend of any human being on the planet.
Except you said that before, and then I told you those actually cost like over $200. And
Yeah.
you were surprised.
Honestly,
You were impressed.
I'm just hoping I
You were
can
impressed.
increase your net worth
He's
further.
so
So Maui Jim, if you're there, don't worry, you can IPO. He's still rocking your shades. You'll be okay. Cool. Well,
All
Kristen.
right. Peace out. Till next time. Thanks for joining us.